More than 3,300 years ago, one man attempted something almost unthinkable. He challenged centuries of religious tradition, shook the foundations of ancient Egypt, and declared that a single god should be worshipped above all others. His name was Akhenaten, a pharaoh so controversial that after his death, many tried to erase him from history completely. But who was Akhenaten? Visionary reformer, religious fanatic, or history's first true monotheist? Today, we're uncovering the remarkable story of Egypt's most mysterious ruler. If you enjoy history documentaries like this, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Akhenaten was born around 1380 BCE during Egypt's 18th dynasty, one of the most powerful periods in Egyptian history. Originally named Amenhotep IV, he was the son of Pharaoh Amenhotep III and Queen Nefertiti. Egypt was wealthy, stable, and respected throughout the ancient world. At the time, Egyptians worshipped dozens of gods and goddesses. Powerful temples controlled enormous wealth, especially those dedicated to Amun, the chief deity of Thebes. Nobody could have predicted that the young prince would eventually challenge this entire religious system. Shortly after becoming pharaoh, Amenhotep IV began making dramatic changes. He elevated the worship of Aten, represented by the sun's disk. At first, this seemed like just another religious preference. But over time, his actions became increasingly radical. He changed his own name from Amenhotep, meaning Amun is satisfied, to Akhenaten, meaning effective for Aten. He ordered the construction of new temples dedicated to Aten. He reduced the influence of traditional priests, and eventually, many scholars believe he attempted to replace Egypt's traditional gods entirely. This was unlike anything Egypt had ever seen. For centuries, Egyptian religion had involved a vast pantheon of gods. Akhenaten sought to place Aten at the center of religious life. To support his religious revolution, Akhenaten did something extraordinary. He built an entirely new capital city. The city was called Akhetaten, known today as Amarna. Constructed in a previously undeveloped area, it became the center of Akhenaten's new vision. Magnificent palaces, temples, and government buildings appeared in a remarkably short time. Unlike traditional Egyptian temples, many Aten temples were open to sunlight. This reflected the belief that Aten's power was expressed through the rays of the sun. No discussion of Akhenaten is complete without mentioning one of history's most famous queens, Nefertiti. Nefertiti played a major role in Akhenaten's reign. Artwork from the period frequently depicts the royal family together beneath the rays of Aten. This was unusual because Egyptian art had traditionally portrayed pharaohs in a highly formal style. The Amarna period introduced a more natural and expressive artistic approach. Family scenes became common. Akhenaten, Nefertiti, and their daughters were shown interacting in ways rarely seen before in Egyptian art. These artistic changes remain one of the most distinctive features of Akhenaten's reign. Despite his ambitious reforms, Akhenaten's revolution would not last. Toward the end of his reign, Egypt faced growing challenges. Some historians argue that foreign relations suffered. Others suggest dissatisfaction was growing among powerful religious and political groups. When Akhenaten died around 1336 BCE, his successors quickly moved away from his policies. The old gods returned, traditional temples regained influence, and Akhetaten was eventually abandoned. What happened next was extraordinary. Future rulers attempted to remove Akhenaten from Egypt's official history. His monuments were dismantled. His name was removed from records. His legacy was deliberately suppressed. For centuries, Akhenaten was largely forgotten. Only modern archaeology helped bring his story back into the light. Today, Akhenaten remains one of history's most fascinating rulers. Some see him as a visionary ahead of his time. Others view him as a radical leader whose reforms destabilized Egypt. Whatever the truth may be, his story continues to captivate historians more than 3 millennia later. If you enjoyed this journey into ancient Egypt, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling us which historical figure you'd like us to explore next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.